I started day one. I never really saw myself as a bodybuilder. And I thought I was going to be a soccer player playing soccer somewhere in Europe, and bodybuilding found me. And I just developed a love and a passion for the sport. And over the past few years, having the opportunity to compete at the highest level, which is the Mr. Olympia, and striving to be the next Mr. Olympia, that has given me the utmost motivation each and every single day. And also at the end of the day, I want to be able to leave a legacy behind so that my kids could remember their father as one of the top athletes in the sport and possibly Mr. Olympia.
I would have to say just improving, always trying to be my best. You know, every competition, every photo shoot, guest posing, I try to do a little better than before. I just think that's what life is all about, is just to learn from your mistakes and just keep improving, you know. You can never be the best at anything because you're only there for a little while and there's always going to be someone better. So you always want to give it your all regardless and be your personal best. And for me, I still haven't achieved that. I feel like I could be so much better at so many things, but in my bodybuilding career, I definitely have a lot of room for improvements, and I am seeing improvements, and that's what keeps me really motivated. And also, I try to preach that to other people and help motivate them because I feed off of their inspiration. You know, it really motivates me when I see I can help or influence someone to do better and tell them they have a lot of potential. Like Shawn tells me, when I suck at a show, he'll come backstage and he'll give me a pep talk, you know? And that's stuff from a competitor, fellow competitor that's been in the game for a long time. That's exactly what I want to do for other people. And so I know how it feels when I do that, because when that happens to me, it just really picks me back up and gets me back on that horse and keep going. So motivation for, you know, just improving yourself.
Awesome.
Well, love to the sport, and I just really enjoy being fitness competitor now, and I started sport when I was 7 years old, so all my life in sport, and I really enjoy it. This is just incredible way to look fit, look healthy, and now guys, you got more opportunities. Now there's so many categories you can choose and compete. It's figure, bikini, physique, bodybuilding, fitness, pole fitness. So it just, in my time, there wasn't many opportunities. There was just fitness. And I'm blessed and happy to find this way. And just find your passion. Find, and age doesn't matter. Age, it's just your desire, your wish. But again, the main keys to success, guys, is self-improvement and self-discipline. Be ready that you have to sacrifice to get your dream, to get your goal.
Excellent answer. Now, did you guys notice when she said the word pole fitness, she looked at me? I do not spend time on the pole. All right, Jay Cutler, what inspires you?
All right, welcome guys. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. It's a great opportunity to be here even last minute, and I wasn't here yesterday, and I got to see the pictures of all you guys up here doing the seminar yesterday, and I was kind of jealous because I wanted to be here. But listen, looking around the room, what's more motivating than people that want to listen to what we have to say, right? I mean, this is the next generation. There's a lot of people that are getting into fitness, starting, whether they're younger or older. You know, we've kind of set a path for a lot of people to follow, being on the stages and being on a platform. So social media-wise, and magazines, and videos and content that we continue to put out, that's going to motivate tomorrow's people, and I think you guys coming out and supporting us at these events, there's nothing more motivating. But what I go to the gym every day for, I still have personal goals. I want to look a certain way, and when you see improvements in your physique, I think that can be the ultimate motivation for anyone, whether you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, you know, whatever it may be. If you're getting ready for competition, you guys set a standard on what you want to look like. And I think really you have to set your goals every 2 weeks, reevaluate those goals, and keep working towards whatever it may be. I know when I picked up a magazine for the first time when I was 12 years old, I saw a picture of a bodybuilder. I said, that's what I want to look like, and I kind of worked my way towards that. I never thought I'd be on the stages competing and going for the best title in the world. I mean, it's something that you don't really plan on, but it falls on your lap and you know how to take advantage of it. And now having all the titles and all the accolades of being the best bodybuilder in the world, I mean, what can I do to give back to create the opportunity for people like yourselves to be the best, whatever it is at what you guys do. It's not necessarily being on stages. And these guys are still fighting for the #1 title. We've now gone into bigger and better things, right? That's what we like to think. And of course, Eric here is now motivating us to be our best on the stage to kind of tell our story. So thank you guys very much for the opportunity, and I look forward to seeing all of you today.
Awesome. How about a big hand for our champions? We have the best talent on stage. Now, I'm sure all of you want to get to know these athletes better than you already do. And one of the ways that we can humanize them is to find out what their favorite cheat food is. On those days that you are allowed to have what you want, tell all of our friends, what do you indulge in today?
Where do I start? Wow. Can you break that down a little bit? I would have to say my favorite cheat food is anything at Cheesecake Factory. I look forward to when I'm not competing, when I'm not getting ready for a show. If it says Cheesecake Factory, I'm all in. My favorite cheat meal while I'm competing, where I like to call it a reward meal, is sushi. Very simple. But besides that, anything at Cheesecake Factory, it's on the menu, I've had it.
I guess I would have to say mine fluctuates between chocolate and chocolate. But the cool thing is I can still actually eat it if it's really dark chocolate. You know, I'll have a few pieces here and there at night just to settle my cravings. But I pretty much like to eat clean most of the time. If I do really have cravings, I'll make sure I really, really splurge on it so I get so sick that I don't crave it for a long time. That seems to be it's true. You know, if I'm training and I'm dieting and I have this thought that keeps coming up in my head that I want like some ice cream or something, and it comes up quite often while I'm preparing, I'll just go out and all day I'll eat ice cream until I don't want ice cream for a whole another year. And so that, I guess you could say that's my cheat method.
Well, you may believe it or not, but I'm not a big fan of sweet food. Yes, my husband loves it, but I'm not really. But what I love, probably ice cream. Ice cream is okay. And of course, one of my favorite is sushi with salmon eggs. I came from Russia and we love all this stuff. That's why salmon eggs is, I really love it. I enjoy it.
I don't like salmon eggs. I've never heard that before. I've never had a cheat meal in my life.
Come on.
Burgers and fries, In-N-Out Burger. My West Coast people know what that's all about, right? Anyone that's seen my social media, you tried In-N-Out Burger before. All right, 4x4s, 4 patties, 4 slices of cheese, French fries.
All right.
And a Coke.
I feel like we're in church and they're telling us all of their secrets. All right, the one other thing we want to ask you so we can get to know you better is, here in Philadelphia, you have the iconic Rocky steps from a movie that really changed the way that people perceive fitness. Sylvester Stallone inspired lots of people to work out that never would. What iconic movie inspires you? Tell us why. The movie and why. Come on, man. I know you watch movies.
I'm gonna need a minute for this one, guys.
All right, Jay Cutler will go first.
Okay, so anyone that's followed my career knows that Sylvester Stallone was the reason I got into bodybuilding, actually. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Stallone were my heroes, and those are the guys, I looked at their physiques and I thought, even at 150 pounds, they had great bodies, but that's how I started training, watching movies like that. Bloodsport, all the Rocky IV was the movie. I was 12 years old when I saw that, and I said I want to look like that. So I think you know, that is where I've seen Rocky in the movies run up the stairs and fall on the stairs and do whatever. It's you know, it's been an inspiration to me, and I've kind of used that as the backbone of my career. Of like, I was that Rocky character, I think, a lot, fighting Ronnie Coleman all those years and being the underdog. People saying I couldn't do what I could actually did, and it's, you know, that's kind of my inspiration.
Awesome. Fantastic. Motivate and inspire you.
I would have to say Bruce Lee. When I was young, you know, probably the Enter the Dragon and the Game of Death. It was just about justice and Jason being the underdog and overcoming all obstacles, and man, those movies were just incredible, you know. And when I was younger, I was really shredded, not big, but just shredded, and I was really athletic. So I really appreciate Bruce Lee's intensity and just his charisma and strength and his knowledge, you know. And you read some of his books and stuff, he's so way ahead of his time, and that's what I wanted to be. You know, he's the guy that invented MMA as far as like showing the world that it's just not one art, it's a combination of all of them. And so being a complete athlete, I felt that's exactly what it's about. So whether I wrestled in college or did martial arts or even bodybuilding, it's still all athletic, you know, how to project with your physique, and something that you never stop growing as far as, you know, completion in body, spiritual and mentally. So I think Bruce Lee just encompassed all of that for me, and that was a big motivation.
So as I'm sitting here going through my memory bank of all the movies that I've ever watched that actually inspired me, the one that seemed to stand out the most is Rudy. I think I might have watched that movie over 100 times. It's the underdog that nobody expected to do anything. Didn't expect him to even get in the game. When he finally did, for one play. And that pretty much has been me trying to be a bodybuilder, where no one really expected me to be where I'm at today. I took 7 years off from the sport and came back, not knowing if I was ever going to be a pro bodybuilder. And you know, here I am today, you know, on the stage with some of the best athletes in the world. And that's one of the movies that has inspired me every time I have a chance to watch it, to see this guy that just, you know, kept trying and kept trying, and nobody expected him to do anything.
Fantastic answers. Do you guys feel like you're getting to know these panelists even better? Awesome. Well, in a second, you're going to have a chance to ask your question. But before we do, by a show of hands, how many people here have any injury that they're battling? Any injury that's occurred in the gym? Injury is the thing that really snags your progress from working out and getting to that high level. So it's very important to always warm up when you initially get to the gym. As a matter of fact, the more muscle you own, the more important it is to warm up. Let's hear from these world champions what their favorite warm-up is to do before a big workout, starting with Jay Cutler.
I put it down and it doesn't work now. I live in Vegas, so I don't have to warm up too much. I actually, you know, I start with warm-up sets. I do more repetitions than I normally would. where I focus on 10 to 12 repetitions for most of my working sets. I might do 15 to 20 on my first 2 exercises. I call them more feel sets, and then I get in the gym and I start hitting it hard after that. But I do a lot of things outside the training. Anyone that followed my stories knows about my massages and keeping flexible and stretching. I try to keep my body as much in tune as I possibly could. Obviously, pliable muscles are going to get more contraction, and you'll be able to flex more when you train them, which in hence will give you bigger, rounder muscles, and that's what our goal was when we were training. So, you know, I think the warm-up sets are important by keeping the muscles healthy and pliable, hydrated, a lot of water. I drank usually about 2 gallons of water a day. I still drink a gallon, even not training to capacity now. There's just ways that you can really just keep the body super healthy without doing damage. And listen, we all face injuries. I tore my bicep. I got knocked out of competition that way, but it was just one of those things that was wear and tear, and eventually your body starts breaking down. So just, you know, be smart about it. Go into your sets and focus on the repetition ranges rather than just extreme heavy weight.
Well, guys, I'm sure you know that injury isn't an indicator of skills. So, but we all have experience. We all got an injury, and some people have bad injuries, some light injuries. So, but we have to learn from it. And in my case, I'm a gymnast and I'm a fitness competitor. Of course, it's big risk to get injury. It's very simple. That's why I spend so much time for warm-up. And for my acrobatic workout, I don't count time. I spend about 1 hour just for warm-up, 1 hour. Most of people skip the most important part is warm-up. Please, don't do it. Warm up as long as your body needs it. Because that's very important part when you can know how your workout will go. So yeah, just love yourself. Spend time for warm up. Thank you.
Words of wisdom, love yourself. Danny, tell us about your warm up.
That is my workout. I just warm up. That's why I can do this forever. No, but I would have to say there's a lot to warming up. It's kind of self-evaluating and checking yourself, you know, with any sport really, especially with bodybuilding when you're lifting weights. Always listen to that little voice in your head when you're benching or doing squats or something, you know, that could be career changing. You want to listen to that little voice, because so many times when you're young especially, you just want to drive right through it. You feel an impingement or something's not quite right in your body, listen to that little voice. You know, go back and assess a little lighter, maybe do a different exercise, but there's really no need to kind of go through it if you're feeling a little, I guess, uncomfortable or impingement or tightness, because that's going to catch up to you. You know, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So it's important to really assess yourself and really feel how your body is. That's why music, I like to put on some music and I just kind of go through stretching and just little like light movements. And the thing is, it gives you mental confidence too. Because if you're feeling something that's not quite right, like especially when I used to squat heavy, I would get under it, I'd mentally prepare. Right when I was about to do it, I would hear a little voice, I would just stop. Because that little voice was probably telling me something. Even if I could have did it, no problem, it might have been my best lift, but it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Awesome. Good advice.
For me, I do a lot of warm-ups and sets and stretching, and you know, I get worked on a lot. Actually, I use one of the guys that Jay used, Derek Farnsworth. I sometimes drive 2.5 hours, you know, twice a week just to get Derek to work on me, because I know that it helps. And you know, for what we're doing in our sport, a lot of guys don't understand that. You know, that ART, that deep tissue massage is something that's needed, especially if you're trying to grow. You know, so I spend a lot of time, you know, a couple of warm-up sets and, you know, stretching the muscle, you know, see a lot of guys in the gym, they train to get too big and they end up being like robots, too real stiff. You know, you can't, you know, bend over to tie your shoelace, or, you know, you want to like, man, what happened? You know, they spend so much time just trying to focus on how much you bench and how much you squat. You know, you forget the little stuff to, you know, to keep them healthy and add longevity, you know, to your body. So, you know, definitely a lot of stretching. And if you mean getting on the treadmill every now and then and walking for 5-10 minutes, you know, before you train a body part, your body's going to thank you later.
Words of wisdom from these great champions. Are you guys having fun? All right, who has a question for these champions? Raise your hand. Do you have a question? Any questions for these amazing champions? Feel free to raise your hand.
Big fan of all of you, and my question is, with all the years of experience under your belt, what tips and tricks can you give to people just starting out on their path through fitness?
Excellent question. What advice would you give to someone just starting out on their journey, considering all the experience you've had?
Just do it. Just get up and go and train. Just start it. Because so many people ask me, they have wishes, but they talk a lot. That's why just go and do it. Start from something. Get this experience right now.
I think, you know, you have to look at whoever inspires you, right? So sometimes it's about, like, you know, height to weight ratio, muscle bellies. I don't know what your ultimate goal is, how you want your physique to look, but usually people look at, okay, that guy's about the same height, he has the same frame, same body type, and they usually aspire to be that person. So if your goal is to develop a certain body, you know, just kind of take a few tips from anyone you admire, you follow. Set up a game plan where, okay, I have a training schedule, a meal plan. Listen, it's very simple. A great breakfast, a great meal before and after training, eating every 3 hours, training at least 4 to 6 days a week. That's going to help you progress, right? So you have to set whatever works. We're grouping 2 body parts a day. I like to train every body part once a week. You need 72 hours for a muscle recover, so if you're going to train something, wait 72 hours to train it again. There's just basic guidelines to it. Just, you got to step forward and say, okay, I'm going to map it out. Like I said before, every 2 weeks, reanalyze everything and see where your progress is.
Yeah, I would have to say, same as what they just said, but also you have to make sure that you are trying to do your best. It's good to get motivation from other people and how they look and what you want to achieve. But don't forget that you're special too. And I remember a lot of times I used to get a little bit depressed because I wasn't getting there fast enough, or my shape wasn't kind of becoming like what I idolized, you know, certain athletes. But then as I kept going, I started owning my own physique and saying, after a certain point, I was like, you know what, my physique is actually better than the people that I had ideally wanted to be. And so you have to take that into consideration. You might not be there now, but don't put too much emphasis on your idols, because you can be better than your idols because you're different. You're special, and that's something you have to own, and you got to get that confidence, because confidence is so important to achieve your goals. To never let anyone put you down, because they don't know what's coming. They don't know what you're doing. There's only you do. And it's very important to own yourself and say, okay, this could be the best that someone else could idolize someday. And make sure that you own it and have that confidence, because the confidence is really what's going to keep you going.
The first thing I would ask you is why? Why do you want to do this sport? Why do you want to be a bodybuilder? Why do you want to do men's physique? Why do you want to do classic physique? Then you'll find your answer. One thing that I've learned in the sport, that it's not something that's part-time. You know, if you want to do it, it's all in or nothing. And then just making a sacrifice. Just self-endured torture that we go through every day, the dieting, the training. And so then again, it's why? Like, why do you really want to do this? Is it because you want to get rich, want to get famous, or do you just have a passion and a love for the sport? That will take you a lot further than anything else. And a lot of guys see us and they see us traveling and think things that we're doing to be able to accomplish. And I think it's become easy for us. It's a very hard, sometimes bitter road to travel, and sometimes you're doing it by yourself. So really ask yourself why, and this is something that you really and truly love and want to do. And I'll go from there.
Fantastic. What great answers from our top panelists here. Are there other questions?
Right over here. Shawn. I'm sorry, I'm nervous as hell. My hands are shaking, forgive me. My one question is,
That's not water, by the way.
I hope not. So my one question is, Shawn, what's your favorite body part to train when getting ready for a show?
Back in the days, it used to be legs. I wish every day was leg day. But as I started to compete, go to competition, that was the only thing I was known for. They're like, man, look at these legs. And I'm like, okay, but in my vision always was to look like Flex Wheeler. So I started adapting that look. Every time people always ask me, why do I train with my clothes on? Because I always try to vision Flex Wheeler when I train, each body part. And over the years, I just try to train each body part equally, to remain aesthetic. Try not to have my legs overpower my upper body, and for a while it was just playing catch up, for my upper body. But it's always been, leg day has always been my favorite day.
That's amazing. And then my second question is, even for you, Jay, as well, if you don't mind chiming in on this question, what is roughly a time frame or comfortability that you guys would suggest for someone to train or attempt to compete before crossing into NPC? Because I myself, I'm 14 days today out from my third all-natural bodybuilding competition. So, and I've only been bodybuilding, quote-unquote, training for a year and a half. But this is my third show coming up, and I've placed in the first two. So.
Well, congratulations. There's no time frame. Listen, it's about getting on the stage, being in condition, right? And you're only competing against the people that are standing on that stage. I mean, some of these shows, you don't have a lot of competition, or you have a lot. So you just got to focus on being your best. If you feel that you're confident to stand on any stage and compete, then get up there. Don't hold back. As long as you're in shape, you've given yourself the 3 or 4 months to prepare properly, you know the poses, you know the transitions, and you're comfortable being there, do not hesitate. Everyone waits too long to compete, that's my opinion, and you gotta just go with it. Don't worry about the other guy or who's gonna show up. There's so many NPC competitions. It's the way to go to the top. And you want to be in the IFBB. You want to do it, so just follow what your heart tells you. Just don't waste any time. Okay?
I know for me, I did my first bodybuilding show. It was 3 months after I started training. As a swimmer and soccer player, the night before the competition, my cousin walked in the gym locker room and said, I signed in for a show. And I was laughing. I was like, what kind of show? It was a bodybuilding show. And I started laughing because in my mind, I didn't see myself as a bodybuilder. I was just trying to get stronger for the sports I was doing in high school. Anyway, I went and I won. I was like, wow, this is great. So I did a competition every single weekend that summer. And it was very exciting. You will know when you're ready. I think a lot of guys, as Jay said, wait too long because they keep saying they need to be bigger, I need to be bigger. You will never be the biggest guy on the stage. So I always take that out of the equation that no matter how big I try to get, there's always going to be somebody bigger than me. And then from condition, chances are there will never be another guy as conditioned as you on the stage. And you said you can compete in a natural show. For me, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. You're a champion or a paper champion. empties the show, because that's the only way to get to is to live here.
So when I say natural, I mean it with no disregard to because obviously those are my aspirations to be there one day. I say that in my own defense because I'm short and small. And that's my defense mechanism. That's why I say it that way.
Jose Raymond is small. Short. The guy is short. These guys are out there, you know, Derek Farnsworth is short. And, you know, those guys are out there killing it. So, you know, you'll know when you're ready. When you look to the mirror, all the preparation, all the posing that you've done to dine in, you know, you should be able to look in the mirror and say, hey, you know, I'm ready for this competition if that's what you've been planning for. Just don't wait too long.
Yeah, try to get ready.
And that's the thing is, when I first started competing, I jumped in as many shows as I could because you want to get that charisma on stage, that stage presence. You want to know how to move, you know, with confidence. And the more shows you do, the more familiar you get. You get to get familiar with how the judges are looking at you and how they're scoring you. And so you want to do that as much as possible before you make a name for yourself, because you don't want to go out there and practice while you have a name and start getting beat.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. I think we have time for one or two more questions. I think we have some over here. We're so happy to be here in Philadelphia. The people are amazing. We're having a great time.
I just want to ask you, what's your best exercise for the side leg? Because I think you got like one of the best legs on stage for real. Like when you hit the side pose and you flexing, like what exercise is for that?
For your hamstring?
I don't think it's the, I can't explain. I don't think it's the, I don't know what muscle that is.
You know what it is, man. Over the years, I've done things a little bit different from most guys, especially when it comes to training legs. I get a lot of guys go, hey, you should go down a lot more when you do leg press. I'm able to feel the tension in a certain part of my leg by just foot placement. You know, so for example, if I'm doing the leg press, I'm always trying to feel where the tension is. And my range of motion is always 3/4, something that involving my glutes and most of the hamstring. So it's just focused on the quads, and then it's just foot placement on the platform. We can actually feel that tension and keep it on there the entire time.
Thank you. You gotta feel it where you want it to hit. If you're not feeling it where the area you want it to hit, it's usually not gonna stimulate that area. So really play with the different angles.
Awesome. We have time for one more question. One more question for these champions.
Hey guys, it's an honor to just be here. My lifetime goal, I'm 40 years old. I've been lifting since high school. I won 20-inch arms. I'm stuck at 18. I'm bulked out, not beach ready at all at 240. Do I have to just keep getting bigger to get bigger arms, or am I just gotta accept my genetic potential? What do you think?
You got to keep doing the repetitions, swell those things up. I think rest time, like 45, 60 seconds between each set. Hit it from a lot of different angles. You know, get that crazy pump. That's going to expand the tissue, and get out of the gym and feed it. It's about meal timing, eating properly after the training, really replenish the muscles. You know, like I said, keep the hydration in there, but a lot of volume is going to expand the tissue enough, and I think it's time and time again. Listen, man, it doesn't necessarily have to be 20 inches on a tape measure. I mean, a guy that's 6'4" is easily going to have a bigger arm than a guy that's 5'8", you know? So tapes, the judges don't ask how big your arms measure. It's illusionary, right? Just like the bench press. People ask this all the time. How much we bench press? I used to lie and say like 700, you know? But I never maxed out. So, I mean, and if you ask me how many times I taped my arms, I never personally taped my arms. It was other people that wanted to see how big my arms were. 22.5 inches at the biggest.
Nice.
But I was 300 pounds.
Thank you.
So throw the tape measure away, bro. Just, if anyone asked, at 20 inches.
All right, with that, we're going to conclude the panel. Thank you guys so much. We were having a great time in Philadelphia. Feel free to take pictures of these people because they are available for you, and have a great time at the Fit Expo. Thank you.